Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia von Sievers and this is the Power of One first episode. And today we have an interview with great person, Michel Khoury.
Thank you.
So where are you from, Michel, and what do you do? It says, your profile says global educator.
Yes.
Sounds wow.
So I just wanted to, you really said something that caught my eye, actually my ear, and it said, all it takes sometimes is for one human being to change the world. And essentially, I think this is what you're trying to find, is those select and unique people that are changing the world. So yes, I am an educator.
Yeah, the Power of One is the idea behind of everything, and everything starts from idea, but idea belongs to one person who can change something in this world, who can bring something good in this life. And I know that you own and you build and you create private education schools, schools around the world.
Yes.
So can you please tell me a little bit more about the schools? This is very important what you do.
Well, thank you. I agree. It is very important because education is all what we have to give our children. And it's true. I build K through 12 private schools, so from 3 years old all the way up to 18 to graduation. But the power isn't about, educating children. It's about having them. It's about allowing them to think and formulate ideas for themselves, to helping them through that journey for them. So we have campuses across the Middle East, and soon now we'll be beginning to open campuses in Central Asia and, like I said, Kazakhstan. And what we're doing now, the primary focus now for the next 2 years, will be to provide a truly global online high school, to give access to children that don't have access to quality, incredible education. And we've partnered up with the IB, the International Baccalaureate, to provide this high quality standard education.
This is not only online schools, this is also, you build physical schools, basically in Kazakhstan, as you mentioned.
We will be building in Kazakhstan.
And where is the majority of schools?
So we have in Lebanon, in Iraq, in Kazakhstan. We're building now in Egypt, and hopefully here soon.
Wow, yeah, you told me yesterday that you going to build something here in the Emirates.
Yes.
And what is the plan? If you can share some secrets.
I won't share everything. I'll share, the pivotal or the central idea is schooling, as all of you know and all of us know, hasn't changed in the last 200 years. Phones have changed, technology has changed, cars have changed, but schooling typically has not changed. And what we want to do is the point of Eastwood is to bridge the gap between real life learning and where we are today. It's not so much that children should be digesting information without it being relevant to real life. So we want to be able to create these learning opportunities to where if you're learning vectorial velocity, or if you're learning shapes and sizes about, for little children, for that to be relatable to real life. Flying a drone, needs physics. How many times have we been in a physics class and we've had to memorize formulas, and you tell the teacher, well, why do I need to memorize this formula? And the teacher said, well, because you need it for a test. And what we've done is we flipped it around saying, no, you need to know this formula in case you ever want to fly a plane or a drone. That's why you need to learn the formula. And you take it on every single aspect of learning. So whether it's biology, whether it's math, whether it's physics, chemistry, literature, language.
What about financial education?
Yeah, so
politics,
absolutely,
history,
which is extremely important.
Geopolitics as well. This is very important.
So why, part of preparing kids for the future that we live in now is, all right, fine, you're teaching them math, and I always come back to math because I love math. I'm a mathematician. Is instead of teaching them math, why not teach them financial feasibility analysis, where they're able to build a financial model because that is relevant today. And then through the process, teach them math. History is an extremely important subject that, without past history, we can't move forward. Although medieval history is important to know, history of what's going on now is important to tell and is important to learn. Yes. The 21st century, 20th century, 21st century history is also very important, including history of technology and history of how we come up with things that we're using and utilizing now.
What about your own kids? You have 3 babies.
I have 3.
As long as I know.
Yes.
Yes, 3 babies.
Yes. So
where are they educated?
Yeah,
where are they getting their education?
They're all in Beirut at this point now, for a number of reasons. One of them isn't a baby; she's 11 years old. If we called her a baby, should be upset. But the other 2 are 5 and 4. But we've always looked to the West for great quality education, and I think great quality education is moving from the West to the East. Would I put my kids in the West now? No, not with what's happening with this.
To know the right history, proper history, right?
Absolutely, of course.
What about your own education when you were a child in school?
I
know that you're holding 2 PhDs there, you have a few PhDs, yeah.
They're all under the rug now, but
yeah.
But yes, I grew up in a conservative environment. The arts were very important to us. We grew up with classical music and ballet, like we spoke about a few days ago, and we grew up with understanding the importance of how it shaped the culture as we were growing up. And one particular person we spoke about was Mikhail Khoury, and how he added to the global awareness of ballet. And now if you ask any 16, 17, 18-year-old, do you know ballet? Do you like the symphony? Do you like classical music? They have no clue about it. And it's important to still bring up our children in that mindset, because essentially that's what all the music that's being played today stemmed from that. But that's sometimes too far-fetched.
So tell me, please, how you build the schools, how you get connected to local governments, or they approach you?
So governments approach us. There are few routes that we actually take. So the one route is we build our own schools. We finance the entire project A to Z. We find the plots of land. We bring in our architects, and we work with brilliant architects from Europe, from Greece, from the US. We will design a school according to the specs.
Well, so what about your personal experience about this? Basically, how did you come up with the idea to do this kind of education?
This new type of philosophical education, of where you have to bridge the gap between reality and real life, is because we're seeing that children that are graduating from university have no experience. So what we do is, typically when we build a program for high school, we reverse engineer our program to where, after the student graduates from university, what should this person know? And we reverse engineer it. So if they need to know financial modeling, or epigenetics for biology,
psychology,
of course, absolutely, psychology.
Maybe they don't need leaders.
Maybe they don't need leaders. I mean, probably it's the demise of the West. It's the fall of the West. Every empire has had its fall. I believe that because of this movement, this will be the fall of the US or of the Western world. Yes.
What is your greatest plan?
So our big plan,
despite of your great idea from the beginning, what is your greatest
plan? Our big plan is to expand our physical schools in Africa and in Central Asia. I think it's very important. I don't think Africa has been given the necessary brightness or light that it needs. There's a lot of opportunity in Africa to build great schools We don't want to build schools that are 3,000-4,000 children. We want to build small schools, 300-400 kids. Concentrate on these children, get qualified, great teachers to teach these children, while we also expand in our online program. Our online program is for everyone, and we're the only school in the Middle East that has authorization from the International Baccalaureate, the IB, to teach the IB online. So we're the only ones for the foreseeable future that have that opportunity. And we want to be able to target children who are sick and children who are athletes, professional athletes that don't have the time during the day to go to school because they're practicing. They're either Olympic athletes or striving for that. We want to be able to teach children that don't have the means and the finances to go to an $18,000 to $20,000 school in Dubai to learn the IB program. Why? I mean, that's outrageous. But
I agree with you, yes.
I mean, we understand that there's a capex that needs to be needs to have a return on investment, and they're bringing foreign teachers in from abroad. But to pay $25,000 for the IB program is ridiculous. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, but online program for some students, for some kids, will be available like for everyone.
Yes.
Some maybe courses for free for African kids, for example, when they have no even access to, like, they don't even have access to the books. We don't talk about computers.
Exactly.
We talk about like general things, like simple things.
Right.
You don't even have pens to write, you know.
Right.
And actually, you responded to my question that I was going to ask you about Africa.
Yes.
Are you going to expand to Africa? So
we will be expanding into Africa. We're looking now
this is global.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're looking now at Congo, Nigeria, Libya, although Libya now is not a really safe bet, and then we're looking at sub-Saharan Africa as well. I mean, the Emirates government.
You obviously have investors. If it's not local government,
we do.
You have investors, right?
Yeah, we find
who's interested to help.
Absolutely.
To help education.
I mean, they're helping grow and change the ideology and mindset of children, but they're also making a return on their investment. So, they want to build a school. There is a big return in schooling. Our educational program will be tailored for all the countries that we are entering. Not everyone needs to. Children in Africa now don't necessarily need financial modeling. What they need, some parts of Africa need environmental studies, sustainability. So the program will adapt according to where we are.
Yes.
So crop sustainability. Invite a lot of programs to do with the environment, with water.
But I was born in small military town in northwest of Russia,
right?
Kola Peninsula, which wasn't exist on map.
Yeah.
And I went to simple Soviet Union school, and I think they still using this system, this educational system. And when I was 15 years old, I was so bored of school. Yeah. I just didn't want to go there because teachers, they took an advantage on us. They were shouting, screaming like psychopaths, basically.
Psychopaths.
Yes. And I didn't finish school. I finished 9th class when I was 15, and I just didn't want to go back to school. I went to work. My mom, she suggested me to go to work, and I went to work. And then when I was 18 years old, I left my town to St. Petersburg, and then my journey began. So I finished school, I went to university,
Amazing.
Another university, TV school, another university, then I moved to London. So
you made it all up.
Yes.
You made it all up, your years of lack of education. And listen, this doesn't only happen in small towns.
Yes, this is a lack of education.
This even happens in London and Paris and Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia. That doesn't mean that if a child is going to school, that first they're happy and second of all, they're learning.
Yes.
If you have 30 kids in your classroom, like most You know,
We were 30, yes.
if you have 30 kids in a classroom, when will the teacher have time to answer your question? They won't. I mean, I would love
Proper
8 kids.
attention to everyone.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when a child is getting that necessary attention, then they will feel challenged. And you were bored because you felt unchallenged, right?
Obviously.
So imagine
yes.
how many kids in this world, and especially in first world countries and developed countries like the Emirates, feel unchallenged. Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands of children.
Yeah.
But our program resolves this. If you want to learn architecture or engineering, we have a program for you. If you want to learn fashion design or jewelry making, we have a program for you. And essentially, what we will be doing is tracking every child's wants and wishes and desires of what they want to learn and help them build something out of themselves. Help them either build companies or work for great companies or get them to great universities or put them in great internships.
This is amazing what you do. Like, I'm so lucky to meet you, really.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Because, you know, it's very rarely you can meet someone who does big, good things,
Thank you.
you know. And you had this great idea and you're making it happen. You make an effort, going there, going different countries to build schools from scratch for kids for all around the world. Having your own 3 kids, this is like, wow, like hero. You are a hero.
Well, that's very kind of you. I'm no hero. I mean, the hero is the team that I work with. They're the real heroes, really.
And you're going to do something in UK, in the UK?
Yes. By April, we will also have presence in the UK.
What about Russia?
So Russia is our second phase. Russia truly is our well, it's because of the language barrier. Had Russians speak English like as a second language, we would be entering the Russian market now. But unfortunately, you know, Russian is the primary language of Russia, and with schools not teaching English. So we will build an entire curriculum in Russian as a second phase.
But actually, as long as I remember myself, I was tomboy. I was so tomboy at school and kindergarten. And I was always complaining to the teachers, to the director or manager who was...
You know, I'll tell you, every school that I attended, I had one incredible teacher that I will never forget. And every single educationalist that shaped what I wanted to learn.
You have a great idea, great team, and I wish you luck.
And good friends.
Yes.
And great friends, yes.
And great friends.
Yes.
So, and see you next time.
Yes.
When you come back.
Thank you so much.
Please stay tuned to know more.